Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. So in my Game of Thrones video last night, I asked you all to submit questions, so I picked 10 to answer in this video with one bonus question. Also, since there were a lot of plots that they didn't deal with that we're gonna have to talk about in the finale, I tried to make most of the questions about that kind of stuff. Real quick, congrats to Manuel Sacha. You're this week's giveaway winner. You win a $20 Amazon gift card. I'll be reaching out to you on your channel for details. But my next round of the giveaway will start whenever I post my finale video. But since it's the finale, I'll just be doing double. I'll be giving away 2 gift cards. And then after that's done, I'll just move the giveaway to another video like Doctor Who or something else, but I'll still be doing a weekly giveaway. So before we get to questions, there were a couple really cool things that I saw in the comments that you guys pointed out. So feel free to shout out if you were one of the people that commented one of these cool facts. First off, Tormund Giantsbane is going to be replacing the Val character from the books as the person they keep as a prisoner at the Night's Watch. Number 2, Pip and Gren were not killed in the book, but they were killed on the show. I saw a lot of you were more sad to see them go than you were to see Ygritte die, which I thought was really funny. Number 3, the battle between Jon Snow and the Thenn at the end was an homage to Donal Noyle. He was a Night's Watch character from the books that they cut out of the show. He was the blacksmith, which is why Jon rolls over the forge and then kills the Thenn with the blacksmith's hammer. In the books, he was the one that went into the tunnel to stop the giant from coming into Castle Black. And shout out to Japanese Zombies who suggested that the girl Maester Aemon was talking about might have been one of his sisters, either Rhae or Dalla, just because it would have been a Targaryen tradition to marry your sister. I don't have any way to fact check it, but it's the best suggestion I saw in the comments, so big shout out. So time to answer some questions. Careful for spoilers from the episode if you haven't seen it yet, but here we go. Question number 1. Cammy asks, do you think Brienne will fight the Hound? Based on the way that they edited the teaser for episode 10, I think they want us to think that. If you look at this first picture, it's Brienne unsheathing Oathkeeper. Then it cuts to Arya and the Hound approaching someone off camera that looks like they're wearing Brienne's armor. It would be a big departure from the books, but it'd be a way for them to kind of bring things full circle and tie up some of those loose plots for those characters. I don't want to say what happened to any of those characters in the books, just because it might turn into spoilers, but where things are right now with Arya and the Hound and Brienne and Podrick are really different from what originally happened. The show changes little things, but largely keeps it the same as the books. So for instance, Ygritte died in the books, she died on the show, she just died a slightly different way in the books. Question number 2, Nicole asks, what happened to Ghost? So he's just hanging out recovering from the battle, he's not dead or anything. They don't put the wolves in every scene just because they have to add CG to regular size wolves and it's super expensive. The dragons are really eating most of the CG budget this season, and they're a big part of the finale, so expect a really crazy dragon scene next week. It also looked like Ghost did not go with Jon to Mance's camp, so we probably won't see Ghost next week. But there haven't been any new direwolves to die on the show since Nymeria ran off and Grey Wind and Lady were killed. Question number 3. Fatima asks, why did Jon go to Mance's camp without a weapon? I actually saw a lot of you guys asking this question. So there were actually a couple reasons. 1, because Mance still thinks that Jon is on his side, and 2, because he didn't want to lose Longclaw if he was killed. Right now, Mance still thinks he's part of that raiding party. It's a bit of a plot hole because the raiders used a warg to learn their defenses, so why wouldn't Mance also use a warg to do the same thing and see Jon Snow wearing the black? And the reason he didn't want to lose Longclaw is because he made a promise to never lose it again. So obviously if he died, they would have just taken it and it would have been lost forever. Jon did say that he's going to go and try and kill him, but I think that they're going to end up sticking to the book plot. I won't say what that is just because spoilers, and if you have read the books, please use the spoiler tag when you're commenting about it. On to question 4. Steve asks, do you think the title of the finale being The Children foreshadows the Children of the Forest? So yes, but I also think it means a couple other things. I think we're going to meet one of the Children of the Forest via Bran's group. It looks like they reached that weirwood that he's been seeing in his dreams. I also think the title refers to Daenerys' children, the dragons, and the Stark children in general. There's this one shot from the season 4 trailer before the season started, the first trailer, that we haven't seen in any of the episodes yet, and it's of Daenerys beneath that pyramid in Meereen. I won't say what that scene is just because I think it's kind of spoilery, but as it relates to Brienne, think about her mission to find the Stark children. It looks like she's probably going to run into Arya and the Hound. She's thinking in her head she's supposed to return Lady Catelyn's children to safety. But just in general, I think the Children of the Forest is going to be the biggest tease. I think they're just going to tease them, and then they'll become a bigger part of Season 5. And question number 5, Jose asks, can giants be turned into White Walkers? So their corpses can be reanimated into whites, just like any other corpse, but in order to make a giant White Walker, they'd have to turn a baby giant. There's a rumor inside the canon of the books that Bran the Builder used magic to enslave giants to help him build the wall. So giants are susceptible to magic, so White Walkers probably could turn a baby giant if they found one. Question number 6. Daniel asks, would Sam become the new Maester if Jon Snow became the new Lord Commander? So it wouldn't necessarily have anything to do with Jon becoming the Lord Commander, but typically the Lord Commander would just appoint a new Maester. That would really only happen after Master Aemon died, and we did not see him die during the battle. Jon would probably pick Sam to be the new Maester, but Janos Slynt and Alliser Thorne, I don't know about them. They would probably end up picking him too, just because all the other brothers would be vastly underqualified. If Sam really wanted to be Maester though, he'd have to go and study at the Citadel and earn his Maester's chain. Otherwise, he couldn't call himself a Maester. He would just be performing the duties of a Maester, but would not be an actual Maester. Question number 7. Sarah asks, which characters do you think get the best treatment from the writers this season? So you're asking about which characters do I think that the show is pushing the hardest, like pushing forward is the most important. Peter Dinklage, for sure. I saw a chart after season 2 that compared the screen time everyone got, and there was definitely a small group of people that got way more compared to season 1. Peter Dinklage has always gotten the most, even if you think about Daenerys as the most important character. But just in general, the characters that have gotten the biggest push this season have been Tyrion, Jaime, Cersei, as well as Jon Snow and Daenerys. After them, the rest of the Lannisters and the Starks get way less screen time, and then after that group of people, the secondary characters almost get nothing. Just in terms of fan favorites, I think that Tyrion is going to walk away again this season being the biggest badass. Question number 8. Iona asks, do you think they'll still finish the season on something to do with ice? Yeah, I definitely think that they're going to end with something on Bran's character. I think that's what they're going to pick, just because it typically alternates between Daenerys and something in the north. Question number 9, Lori asks, was the wall built to keep out White Walkers or wildlings? And didn't the giants help build it? So the wall was built to keep out the lands of Always Winter, to seal that off from the rest of Westeros. That's where the White Walkers retreated to at the end of the Long Winter. Yes, giants helped build it, and the free folk too. Everyone that lived in the north helped build the wall. You have to remember that the wall is about 1,000 years old, so it predates the Andals invasion and the formation of the Seven Kingdoms. After they invaded, relations with the First Men who survived the invasion deteriorated, and anyone not wishing to bow to one of the new kings just moved north of the wall. They became what you would call the wildlings, but they're really called free folk. So it's been so many centuries since the wall was built, everyone has just forgotten that it's not there to keep wildlings out, it's there to keep White Walkers in. I did a whole other video about the Long Night and the building of the wall that goes into much greater detail, so I'll have a link to that in the description. Question number 10. Alex asks, which new characters do you think will show up in Season 5? So, mostly Martells and Dorne characters. I also think there's going to be some new characters in Braavos and Meereen. I don't want to go too crazy with spoilers, so you can watch the Season 5 video I did a couple weeks ago if you want to learn more. I also included another link to that in the description too. So I've been doing a lot of bonus videos this season, so there's a lot of fun stuff going on. So one last bonus question. Mini Frost Giant asks, if you were a character on the show, which god would you worship? So if I got to choose which kind of character I would be, I would probably either be someone from House Tyrell or House Lannister, just because I'd be rich and my quality of life would be so much better. If I got to choose who to worship without my house making fun of me too much, I'd probably worship the old gods. When you talk about the old gods and the White Walkers, you also have to talk about the Children of the Forest, because they were instrumental in helping defeat them during the original battle during the Long Winter. So I would probably put my faith in them. If they beat the White Walkers once, they can do it again. And you'd have a much easier time convincing the children to help you if you practice the same customs and religion. So I'm really just trying to increase my odds of survival, but if I got a second choice, I would pick Roller, the Red God, because if I died, at least he'd be able to bring me back. So thank you so much for submitting questions. These are always a ton of fun to do. Like I said, my next bonus video will probably be ranking all the previous finales. I'll try to post that on Thursday, and then I'll do one more bonus video before the finale, and then probably like 3 bonus videos next week, and then it'll just trickle off to like 1 bonus video every Sunday. Right now, click here to get my episode 9 video, and click here to learn about some of my favorite prophecies on the show. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. High fives.